I was a kid. When a thief showed me how to face the darkness. My dad and I first played thief in a large and peculiar room. As you entered, you'd be greeted on your left by very heavy drawers and file cabinets filled with medical books, paperwork, and other miscellaneous items, such as my dad's Zippo lighter. What really tied the room together was a circular mandala-like carpet where I would play. This carpet seemed to capture all the other objects in the room in its clockwise orbit. By following its path, we reached the other side of the room. Here lay the jewels hidden by the blinds, two computers which had all sorts of programs and games. Due to the Venetian blinds, it was almost always dark or at least shaded in this room. There was a sense of mystery pervading the space. An elusive Van Gogh poster gave life to the desks where the computers nest. You could almost see it in this picture. Some things from my past are just barely out of frame. Or at least so I thought for the longest time, because recently I discovered a lost folder with film photographs made by my dad. And amongst the pictures, I found one with a distorted Café Le Soir towering over my childhood friend and I as we were intensely immersed in a game. There was once a fireplace warming this room. What was left of it was a dark tunnel towering ominously above us. Whenever I would stick my head into the darkness and peek above, I would get the feeling that it's stretching endlessly high. We called this the computer room. It had the vibes of a stronghold and the welcoming atmosphere of a cabin in the woods. I could only find 5 pictures of the computer room, all of them strange and from different eras of our lives. The 2 with the Venetian blinds, the one with my friend and my chimney. Also, this is one with my sister. I'm the alien. And then there's this weird photo of my parents. That's my mom hiding her face for some reason. And that's my dad staring confusedly at his hands for some other reason. And that big white box attached to the keyboard that looks like it's made out of smoker's teeth is the computer on which we played. The first game I remember my father playing was Duke Nukem 3D. This first-person shooter game had him kick alien posterior as Duke Nukem, an over-the-top manly action dude.
Damn, I'm looking good.
Trying to stop an alien invasion in 90s America.
What a mess.
The game was very action-packed and exciting. sometimes well, there were certain monsters and areas which were truly frightening for 6-year-old me. I would often close my eyes and only peek through my fingers to see if my dad managed to slay the beasts. When I was a kid, I was terrified of the dark. If an alien looked menacing and violent, I would have nightmares and run to my parents' room in the middle of the night. We lived in a big house at the edge of a village. Our street was a national road, and during the day, dozens of cars would pass by every minute. Even at night, every now and then, cars would take flight outside and leave strange reflections with their headlight on the walls of my room. On most nights, I would lay awake in bed and glance above my closet into the darkness coalescing in the corner of the room. I sometimes felt as if a living splatter of shadows floated above the furniture where it was partially obscured from my sight. Even now, I don't know if it was just a dark corner of the room, my imagination, or something mysterious living on top of my closet. I just know that for the longest time, I've had difficulty facing the darkness. The shadows appeared to be alive, and so I needed a light to dispel the creatures appearing from the night's watery mold. I would only fall asleep without the fear of monsters lurking through the dark if a lamp was on. Whenever my mom would turn off this lamp, I would place all of my hope onto this little blue plug-in light, which dimly illuminated my room and gave me some much-needed courage. As time passed, the leaves turned brown and the floppy disks turned into compact disks. I continued to play Duke. After a while, I conquered my fears and began facing the more sinister aliens without closing my eyes or running away. Though darkness still twisted fear in my heart, I gradually realized that the aliens themselves weren't as frightening as their roars and looks insisted.
Die, you son of a bitch.
This was an important emotional victory for me. Just a couple of years before, I would have tossed and turned in my bed, anxious and afraid. It wasn't only the strange shadow atop my closet that kept me awake. Creatures from Duke Nukem crawled out of a very dark dimension of the imagination and projected themselves onto the darkness of my bedroom. Two aliens in particular haunted my nights and my dreams. The first alien could fly and shoot rockets out of his posterior.
Damn it.
He could also spin like a frenzied Beyblade. I called him Nenyaro, meaning bad guy. I also called him Drizgiton, because I swear that's what I thought he kept saying.
Suck it down. Suck it down.
The other alien was much more frightening. He had bloodshot eyes, spikes emerging from his shoulders, and screamed with anger and agony. I called this one Nenyaro Fortero, which roughly translates to bad guy, very bad guy. When I finally faced him myself, and realized that he is mortal, as all things are, in game and life, I overcame my fear. After that, I felt that I could confront every one of my fears, even the fear of the dark. Well, maybe one day. I loved the setting of Duke Nukem, especially the city levels.
Go away. More like clone.
The cities I saw in this game certainly look different from the cities in Romania. Though there were certain little things that were the same, like the mundane objects you'd find in office buildings and alleyways. This game taught me the beauty of exploring a game level and stumbling upon some cryptic secret, like entering a magical waterfall.
Cool.
And finding a dead Indiana Jones.
We meet again, Dr. Jones.
My dad also introduced me to 2 strategy games, StarCraft and Warcraft 2.
Your orders as you wish. Yes. At once, sire.
StarCraft made me fall in love with science fiction and the cosmos.
SCV good to go, sir. Roger that. Orders, Captain?
Want to turn up the heat?
Give me something to shoot.
The most important question back then was, what does an alien look like? It was also the first time I saw a strategy game where you would control many different units instead of seeing through the eyes of only one. And Warcraft 2 was basically my first English teacher.
Join the army, they said. See the world, they said. I'd rather be sailing.
Make it quick. Very well. Of course, Master. Of course. We're being attacked! Of course. Very well. Of course. Make it quick. Your Majesty, for the King. For the King. Your Majesty. Your Majesty.
Your Eminence.
Bring it on.
I would ask my dad what the humans and orcs were saying, and he would translate it and try to explain the hidden references.
Say hello to my little friend. John Ducks.
Both him and I found it hilarious that the ship captain would vomit if you kept on clicking on his boat.
Stop rocking the boat. You're making me seasick. Set sail?
When we began learning English at our primary school, I was shocked to realize that I already knew a lot of it. And all of this thanks to these games.
Hands off, grubber. Step aside, Junior. Draw steel, boys. Need something? Need something? Need something? You talking to me? Step aside, Junior. Follow me. Follow me.
In my computer room, in the big house located at the edge of a village, I was far away from anyone I knew. My friends and classmates lived 10 kilometers away, in the city. I would commute there almost every day to go to school and have a semblance of a social life. But it was pretty lonely living here. Lonely living here. Lonely living here. I had a strange relationship with the other villagers. My family rarely went to social gatherings like church or parties after my grandfather's death. Mihai really was the one who adored this village. It was in this village called Cristian that my grandfather tilled the soil, made his wine, wrote his poems, had 2 boys, was unfaithful and flirtatious and malefic without a shadow of a doubt, and clinically saw people naked as his duty as village physician. Him and my grandma Rodica, who died when I was very young, built the house where I lived. With my parents and my games and chimney from the computer room. And the shadow on my closet, linking dimensions together. My parents were doctors who met during med school. And both my parents came from wealthier families. Wealthier than most families from the village. In their eyes, I was the rich doctor's foolish kid. That I was, but I simply wanted to befriend people. Some did judge me with disdain. Like those kids that put their sleighs one next to each other so I would crash into them. As I descended a snowy hill on my bobsleigh. Right at the last moment, I swerved around their sleighs and slid further, grinning. They yelled at me with anger and cursed. I pretended not to be hurt until I reached the safe walls of my house. Other times I must admit that I was the one who judged, or was too shy to talk to the villagers. Whatever it was, I often felt alone. Many of my friends lived far away in the city. My parents had to work most of the time, And so, I entertain myself in any way possible, by playing with Legos and action figures, imagining characters, and of course, playing video games. The worlds I saw within the computer created the illusion that my actions were being seen by somebody else. I saved the world from aliens. And even became the world-invading alien myself. In day-to-day life, however, I would have given anything to not always feel so much like an alien myself. There were, however, some ways I could cope with this loneliness. My house was situated right at the foot of a hill, and the hill ascended and turned into a forest. I loved these woods. They were very peaceful and filled with little treats, like raspberries and the sound of birds. From these woods up on the hill, I could see all the houses from the village. I was very shy around people and didn't know how to talk to them, but I distinctly remember befriending a couple of dogs from the neighborhood. We would hang out and play and communicate in a language that I seem to have forgotten. I had a weird childhood, but I love it. This pseudo-isolation did leave me with a lot of gaps for a long time. Gaps regarding worldly day-to-day things, like how to take the bus, or how money works, or what people talk about. But it also made me much more introspective than other kids, and taught me how to love spending time with myself. I also appreciated time spent with others on a deeper level. Whenever my dad would find the time to play a new game with me, I'd be ecstatic. One night, my father brought home a strange artifact. It was a big box, much bigger than my head. It contained 2 CDs for the video game Thief 2: The Metal Age. The cover depicted a man that appeared in my kid eyes to be evil, to be hiding something. But the man in black robes was also bewildering, quite handsome, and I was intrigued. His name is Garrett. He's a charismatic, sly, and opportunistic thief.
My favorite year.
That pays his rent by robbing the wealthy folk of the so-called city. The city is a medieval town, plagued by the obscenely rich,
Sworn I saw something. Should have known. Nothing could get me east.
the elusive and supernatural, and the technologically inclined.
Who's there? Who said that?
Thief is a very subtle stealth game in which I, as Garrett, step into the darkness, become unseen, and then I simply listen. To the footsteps of guards or voices engaged in a seemingly private conversation.
Lucky fellow. Strange you should mention worries, Garrett, because I do have one. It's not that the money's not right, no.
However, I must always keep in mind that I myself also emit sounds.
Hello? Show thyself.
Clanky metal grating. I better tread softly.
As I walk across a noisy marble or metal floor.
Clanky metal grating. I better tread softly.
That's why moss arrows can be used to dampen loud surfaces, as they create a soft layer, which makes Garrett's footsteps fall silent. Garrett's world is filled with frightening and beautiful sounds.
Tombs with piped-in music. How classy.
By listening to the sounds of the world, I became more patient.
I wonder if it's true. Critters can see things we can't.
And learned to appreciate the dense atmosphere and the rhythms of life unfolding around my thievery. Garrett also carries a blackjack around. Which can knock guards unconscious. But it only works if they don't see it coming.
Hello? Show yourself.
As a player, it's also important to know how visible you are.
I've had enough of you. I want a piece of you.
The light gem on the screen indicates whether Garrett can be easily observed when the gem is illuminated.
There is a disturbance.
Or whether he's as invisible as the shadows when the gem is dark. Water arrows are vital. The extinguished torches extending the darkness which conceals Garrett so well.
I hate creepy noises.
When I was a kid, I was terrified of the dark. And so, to play a game where I must bask in the darkness and become one with it, was for me a frightening leap into the unknown. After my dad installed the game, he was eager to try to play it and for me to watch, since it looked pretty complex for a kid that young. I saw my father struggle a lot with the game.
What was that?
Just rats again.
He had an easier time with other games like Silent Hunter or StarCraft, or even driving the cab in Vice City, which is the only thing he liked to do in Vice City. But this one baffled him. In the first level of Thief 2, Garrett must aid his friend Basso in saving his fiancée, Genevieve. Genevieve is kept imprisoned as an indentured servant to a family of rich nobles living in a lavish mansion. Basso has devised a plan in which Garrett must clear a path for him through the guarded mansion. Afterward, Garrett must step outside and signal Basso by blowing this whistle, which creates a bird-like sound. Basso will then enter the manor and pick the door lock from the room where Genevieve is kept imprisoned.
Basso!
Shh, come with me. The three of them will then leave the mansion, and the couple will enjoy a fairy tale ending after being aided by a morally ambiguous thief. Easy, right? Well, not so much to a bunch of Romanians who learned English through a broken educational system and a couple of movies and games. Also, we were used to playing shooters like Doom and Duke Nukem, where it was pretty obvious what you had to do. So, having to sneak around and avoid combat altogether was a bit too complex for our humbly pixelated minds. In our defense, Thief is a really hard game, especially at the beginning. Even if you master the game, there are many situations in which somebody yells, "Thief!"
Help! Thief! Thief! He's right here! Help!
And things get nasty really quick.
Don't think you can hide for long. Hey! Help me get it! Thief! Thief! Your dog meat!
Good thing the butler's out for the night. He left his lights on.
Going back to our first time playing the game, I distinctly remember my dad using the bird call whistle thingy much too early, which triggered Basso to get inside the mansion and get himself killed.
Is someone there? Hold it! I see you there. Who is that? Hey! Stop right where you are! Oh! Ah!
He gradually grew more confused and irritated with the game. Shortly thereafter, my dad gave up on his thieving days. But I tried anyway, even if I kept failing at the game. Unbeknownst to me, I was slowly attuning my senses to this strange world. Somehow I realized that I had to rob the place, knock a couple of guards unconscious, and only afterward signal Basso. My fear of the powerful guards and the darkness dissipated, at least for a few moments, and I could explore the beautiful mansion. There was a moment when I reached the main hall of the mansion. Here the music changes and, well, just listen to it. I had never heard a more soothing sound. Even now, I cannot believe how light and feather-like these sounds are, how peacefully they haunt me. They sound like a cosmic murmur, a nostalgic tone which has woven my life around its dream, its ebb and flow. When I listen to the sounds, I begin to miss my dad so much. And I feel at the same time a strange sentiment of belonging. The past feels lost and ever present. And so do I. Somehow, by a combination of luck and perseverance, I managed to beat the first level. And, well, if I thought that the first level was confusing to a Romanian kid who learned English from Warcraft 2,
My tummy feels funny. Zug zug.
and lacked the necessary patience to finish homework, let alone play a stealth game where you have to wait in the shadows for guards to pass, well then, the second level would basically leave my dreams of finishing this game bleeding from a blackjack wound under the moonlight.
Where'd this guy come from?
The difficulty was way beyond the skills I could muster as a kid. Still, this second level remains one of my favorites from the entire trilogy, and I enjoy playing it to this day. The music is gripping. And the warehouses by the docks represent an ideal location for a thief, since there are multiple entry points and ways to loot the place. Each warehouse has a different owner. One is a notorious gambler who runs an illegal poker game from his warehouse. He keeps his lucky golden dice locked in a safe. Then there's a musician who happened to forget his latest track in the studio. Another is an art dealer whose warehouse also features a collection of paintings. A painting caught my eye. Its description reads, "Let thine arrow fly into mine crystal eye." This must have been the first little secret that I discovered in this game. Thief is filled with secrets. Some of them are small and only hide a valuable or two. While other more elaborate ones mask entire rooms that were supposed to be kept away from watchful eyes. Some secrets are so great that they hide earth-shattering revelations. Still, it's Garrett's task to be the great revealer and to uncover what was hidden in the darkness. All of this secret finding felt intoxicating. It reminded me of the time my dad and I visited Bran Castle, which is the castle of none other than Dracula himself, Vlad Tepes. I was roaming the halls, eager to explore, when I found this little door, which opened to reveal a secret attic. With some hesitation, I stepped into the darkness and felt rubble under my feet. I couldn't really tell what was inside, but the mystery of that hidden room felt exhilarating. I ran back to my dad and declared, "Tata, I found a secret!" He laughed, finding it amusing that I was always looking for secrets, and then took these photos. In such moments, the playful, more joyful side of him resonated with that of his son. Just like the secrets from Thief, my past hides many mysteries. Why did my dad quit the game so quickly? Did Thief bring him out of his comfort zone and out of his element? And why, oh why, was there a monster dwelling on my furniture? Beyond these questions, hidden in unconscious shadows, a game lurks beyond my back. I didn't even feel its creeping presence, but then suddenly it began teaching me how to overcome my fear of the dark. Thief feels less and less like a game and more like a force of nature. Nay, a person. What is his secret? The second level of Thief 2 has its fair share of exciting secrets. The docks nearby feature the ship of a notorious pirate. Aye, Captain Davidson be his name. Sorry, I couldn't help it. In my recent playthrough, the good captain was attacked by a bunch of bloodthirsty spiders and fell below deck. I finally stole his key and managed to enter his chambers when this happened. Since when are spiders able to open doors? Did I miss a meeting? Also, I think if I experienced something like that in day-to-day lives, I would soil my underwear. This is only the second level of the game, but already there is so much variety and so much exploration. And beyond the mundane elements of daily life, there is something mysterious, something yet to be discovered. She walks in beauty, like the night, wrote the poet Lord Byron. Well, so does Garrett. My memory regarding this stretch of time gets a bit fuzzy.
Huh. Not so secret anymore, is it?
Why are you crying, kid? I'm scared, Garrett, I'm scared. What are you scared of, young thief? It's the darkness. It's filled with monsters and strange things like living shadows and devils and very bad guys and Shh, no. Take it easy. We wouldn't want to alert any night shift guards now, would we? I guess not. Listen to me, kid. Sure, the monsters look very scary, but few of them can actually hurt you, and only if you let them. You know why? It's because they come from the imagination. My imagination? Does that mean that I made these monsters up? Yes and no. You might have given them shape from the darkness with your thoughts and feelings, but you didn't completely make them up. You did bring them here from another world you might know as the imagination. What do you mean bring them here? I didn't bring anybody. Look, kid. You're afraid of the dark, right? No. Are you really gonna lie to a master thief? I'll have you know that I once lied my way into a Hammerite temple and into the possession of the Talisman of Air. When's the last time your lying got you an ancient relic forgotten by time? Alright. I'm afraid of the dark. Happy now? I understand where that fear is coming from, but you should try to outgrow it. Even most adults don't know the truth. Darkness is a door, nothing more, nothing less. A door? Yes, a door between our world and the imagination, the world of phantoms and fairies and myths. Maybe one day you'll go through that door yourself, without closing your eyes or running away. Alright, so it's a door, that makes sense. But why are there monsters stepping through it and living on top of my closet, Garrett? Why won't they leave my room? Maybe they're just curious. Maybe they're simply passing through. The thing about these so-called monsters, kid, is that they're just like people. Most of them just mind their own business. Some are quite nice and helpful. And others... Others have blood coming out of their eyes and nose, and they eat people. Alright, yes, some of them beings can really haunt you, like ghosts do. That's why you gotta stay strong, young thief. Trust your own intuition, and don't let yourself get frightened by any old image. And maybe one day you'll find that some creatures from that other world have become your best friends, and your teachers. You're weird. Hang around the darkness enough, kid, and you'll turn out weird too. You'll be surprised how much the dark and black night can teach you about the unconscious and the radiant realm of the gods. You see, sometimes... Look at me ramble on as you drift off. That's it, young thief. Drift into sleep. One day you'll be brave and wise enough to step into the darkness and to see the world of imagination in all its blinding splendor. Until then, drift, young thief. Drift into sleep.
Shall build shelters from the winds, feel the countless waters, see the vast earth, and burn in eternal fires.
My memory regarding this stretch of time gets a bit fuzzy. However, after playing Thief 2 The Metal Age a bit more, I felt that it was much too difficult for me, and I preferred to stick to games which catered to my childhood sensibilities. And so, just like my father before me, I abandoned Thief. For a while.